Hello, I'm the Cap.
And I'm the Cat.
And together,
we're the Cat and the Cap.
And welcome to PS2
Reviews!
And this is a show that we take a look at PS2 games in our collection
to see if they still hold up today.
And today, we're going to be talking about this game. We lost the box.
Ah yes, Scooby-Doo. Who doesn't know him at this point? It originally aired in 1969 up until this very day by Hanna-Barbera Productions. Since then, it's been reincarnated more times than Doctor Who.
Which is surprising because if you look at the show objectively, it doesn't have the best writing, story or animation.
So why was it remade so many times?
Pure charm. Pure, unconcentrated, unapologetic charm. Of course, due to being remade so many times, it would only make sense that Scooby would try his hand, or paw even. He is a dog after all. Into video games.
This particular game was ported to a lot of consoles at the time, like the GameCube, the Xbox, the Game Boy, and of course the PS2. I haven't played the Xbox or the GameCube ports, but I have played the PS2 and the Game Boy version.
The Game Boy version is garbage.
Indeed it was, but just trust us on this one. But how does this version fare up?
Let's find out.
Now we have the intro, and it's just like the show, but it's done entirely in the game's engine, but it's spot on and it captures the true spirit of Scooby-Doo.
So far I'm rather impressed. I have high hopes for this.
I don't.
And here we have the start screen, and it seems to be rather decent. There's some nice background music. It's not as funky as the Cat and Hat game, but it is rather catchy. Let's get into the actual game. And wouldn't you know, this video game has episodes!
This will be like if TV shows had controls.
The entire game is structured around 5 episodes: Haunting at the Ham Bridge, Mayhem at the Movie Studios, Weird Wild West, Bad Juju in the Bayou, and High Tech Terror. Each episode essentially is a level. Let us begin with the first episode, Haunting at the Ham Bridge.
Right.
Very spooky.
A little bit ooky.
After that, we are then introduced to Mystery Inc., and they happen to be going to the same library in the intro.
Oh, what a quidinky dink.
Apparently this library is haunted, and it's up to us to get to the bottom of it.
Gee, I wonder if it's the old guy from the intro that just suddenly disappears.
It is.
Oh.
This sort of thing was in the show, so I think we'll just let it slide.
And with that, we are finally into the game. So far, this game nails the visual style of Scooby-Doo, with the somewhat spooky environments mixed in with the gloppy, cartoony colours. On top of that, the music is quite atmospheric, but it's not trying to outright scare you. It's the perfect Scooby-Doo sort of spooky, if you know what I mean. Because of this, each episode feels very distinct from each other. But back on topic, you can play as Scooby or Shaggy. Both of them control exactly the same. You can switch between them via a high five. But the only difference between them is that Scooby can crawl through tunnels. The main gameplay consists of you going around the level collecting clues and items, which you can use to progress. The only problem is that most of the level is surrounded with ghosts, which you can't really do anything about unless you find disguise or just sneak past them. Once you've snuck past them, you eventually find the Tome of Doom, which you can use to capture ghosts.
Like that book just gobbled up the ghost like it was an eggplant and marshmallow sandwich. Sandwich? Where?
Now we have actually something that we can use to fend off enemies. Let's talk about the combat.
Let me take care of this. Now, with the Tome of Doom, you gotta gather this energy which you can use to charge up the book and capture ghosts. At first the scene's fun while you manage your energy and dodge ghost attacks while you mash away at the buttons. But then you realise you can pretty much use this tactic for every single enemy except maybe the fire ghost near the end of the game. That would be bad enough, but then you have the vehicle stages.
I don't like them.
Luckily there are only 2 in the entire game. One is in the Weird Wild West and the other is in Beijuju in the Bayou. The one in the Weird Wild West episode is a minecart sequence. You can't slow down, you can't see very far, and it feels like it's more based on trial and error than rather skill and reflexes. Then you have the motorcycle section. In Beijuju in the Bayou, it's more or less has the same problems as the minecart section, but 100 times more irritating. Oh, if you try to slow down and play it safe, that somehow drains your fuel even more, and then you'll most likely fail.
Okay. I'm done. Here you go.
Okay. Well, despite that little rough patch of the game,
Never forget.
let's talk about something a little more positive. Balance is key on a review show, don't you know?
At the end of each episode, you either have to face off or run away from the main monster of the episode. They are sort of varied, but most of them consist of capturing enough monsters to weaken the main monster. Once you do so, you unmask the main monster, and it's found out that each of these villains are actually linked together to this company known as Greenwood Development, which you get to explore in episode 5. After some very skillful infiltration, Solid Snake has got nothing on these guys.
So, what are these guys' evil plan? Are they planning to capture all the monsters that we've been capturing all this time and create an army of monsters? Are they going to use their resources as scientists to create crossbreeds or something like that? Oh, this is going to be diabolical!
Antennae have been placed throughout the country. Soon we will use them to make everyone buy our products. We'll destroy the competition.
Oh. They just want people to buy their products. Okay. Let's just forget about the fact that they have pages from the Tome of Doom that can
Let's just wrap things up. After you shut down the machine, Selena goes rogue and summons some fire ghosts. Once you manage to get out of the lab, you then have to face off with the Grand Fire Ghost. One of the more unique fights of the game. You have to dodge its attacks at just the right moments to burn the bushes to get near the sprinklers. Once you've got them all, he finally goes down.
We did it! So, in conclusion, this game is Oh, for goodness sake!
As it turns out, he's still kicking, and the fight is exactly the same as the normal ghost, but his attacks are a bit more difficult to dodge due to his size. But it isn't that difficult. The end.
In conclusion, this game is rather flawed, but it is a perfect emulation of the show, down to the voice acting, sound effects, and the visuals. But it does carry over some pros from the show, as well as a brand on its own. Thank you very much for watching, and if you would like to support us and what we do, click here to our Patreon page. And also, if you're watching our videos on Vimeo, don't forget to give us a follow, because that will really help us out. And as always, I'm the Kev,
And I'm the cat.
and
Scooby-Doo! And like and subscribe.